Hey guys, Geno Zero. What's going on? Alright, let's tan a groundhog hide. The tools that I use whenever I go to start tanning is I just got an old draw knife. I got my staple gun. I've got, of course, some holy crap, that's good coffee. I have a small piece of 1x3. I've got about a, I don't know, a 2.5 foot, 3 foot piece of 1x6. And we have of course, the aforementioned groundhog hide. He has been soaking in this mixture of water, salt, and vinegar for, I don't know, 3 or 4 days till I get around to him. Now what we're going to do is I'm going to hand the camera off here. Pull him out of the water. Wring him out as good as you can. And keep in mind, y'all, I'm not no super awesome tanning guru dude or anything like that. I'm just a dude, and this is how I do mine. Wring some of that water off of him. Now the first thing that I do is what they call fleshing. I'm going to put him onto this piece of 1x6 here. I don't have a special board or anything made up for fleshing. This is why I just use this here. Just going to put him onto this 1x6 best you can. Kind of give him a stretch over the corners. Bring him down like that. Stand him up. I take my old draw knife. You can. This one here is not real super sharp right now. I haven't sharpened it, so it's kind of dull. I have seen people use the backside of draw knives. They do make fleshing blades. I've seen people use just putty knives to scrape them with. But the main thing that you want to try to do is all this extra little bit of fat and meat that is left on this hide. You want to scrape it off. And this is called fleshing. Find a better, more sturdy spot there. Fleshing the hide to get all that off of there so that the hide will tan instead of rotting. Get all that nasty stuff, all that fat, as much as you can. Scrape it right on down. You want to kind of be careful not to tear your hide. If you get a little overzealous with the knife, it will tear. So we're just going to go around the whole hide like this, and we're going to scrape. You can. This isn't attached yet, so you can just flip it right on around when you're ready to move it. Just move it around, or you can just flip your board around and start on the other side. And get all this fat, and as much of this fat and stuff as you can. Go ahead and get it off of there. And once we get that done, we'll go on to the next step. We got most of the fat and the flesh off. This is just good enough for the menu wall. We're not trying to sell this hide or anything. Now, you're going to have chunks of fat. You're going to have fat left on your blade. I just rub it in because it is fat and it will help preserve my wooden handles that I made. These are locust handles on my old draw knife here. Keep some of the rust down off of it. And not using any, not wasting anything. Now, my next step that I'm going to do is I'm going to salt it all real good and rub salt in to the hide before I staple it down. This will help dry it out. Put a nice thick coating on, rub it into the hide. Same on the other side. There's still some fat, there's still some stuff on here that I just couldn't get to, the awkward positions. I tore the hide a couple places. But like I say, I'm not an expert. I'm not a mountain man. I don't do this for a living. And this is just me. This is just how I do it. I've got several other hides that I've tanned that are out there on the hanging on the menu wall, which I'll do a video at some point about the menu wall. Give it a good thick coating of salt. Work it in all around the armpits and all the little holes and stuff like that. And once you're satisfied that you've got it salted real good, which I think that I am satisfied with, I've got it salted pretty good. Now we're going to take our staple gun, and I will start up here at the head of the animal. And I will start stapling it to the board here so that I can pull it down. On the back side, so that the hide has time to dry and stretch. Now, on the inside, on the belly side here, that's what this little board right here is for. This is called the belly board. You slide this underneath the hide. That way, as it dries and it shrinks, you can pull this board here out and still be able to get your hide off of the board. If you don't have another board in there, then that hide will just shrink right around the board, and you'll have to usually split the hide in order to get it off. And there we go. Now I just let them sit out here in the sun. The sun will dry it. We're in December now, so it's going to be getting cold. The cold weather will help dry it out. It'll dry, and we'll leave it sit out here for, I don't know, a week, 2 weeks, until I get back around to messing with it when it's good and dry. But in the meantime, we'll let it sit out here and dry. And once it's dried, then we'll go to the next step. So we'll see you when it's dry. Buzz, buzz, the end.